everyone, it's Max and welcome to a new week's reading vlog. It's Tuesday night. I didn't update you yesterday because I didn't read anything. I was so busy at work. I ended up working 4.5 hours of overtime. So I'm reading Malice by Heather Walter, and I am 80% the way through, and it's okay. I'm finding it boring. I do like the romance between Aurora and Alice. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where Maleficent, aka Alice, is in love, like falling in love with Aurora. And there is a curse on the kingdom and these queens that if they don't find their true love by the time they're 21, they die. And I mean, you know, it was fine. The romance is like the only thing that I'm reading this for because like everything else is just very boring and bland. But now something was revealed that's like, oh my god, how could Alice do this? And it's like, you learn very early on in the book that like if you have magic, you are required by law to like use your magic for paying customers. And someone like was just made example of who was trying to like outsource their magic like to other countries. And it's like, girl, you just watched what your dad would do to people who didn't do what he said, and now you're gonna get angry at Alice for working for him when you know exactly what he'd do. Like, I just like, it's so stupid. That is so stupid. Where I'm like, oh, you think she really had a choice here, Aurora? You really think she had a choice? This is literally like 20% of the book after this example was made. And so I'm like, I don't think so, girl. I don't think so. I've been like really having a hard time getting through this. I'm just finding it boring. The writing is okay, not that good. I do like Alice as a main character, but I just, sorry if you can hear my cat purring. She's right here. But I'm just not liking it. I'm finding it very boring. I don't know. I'm like intrigued. Like I want to know what happens. But I also like know I'm not going to be picking up the sequel because I just don't like it that much. And I don't know. I'm kind of just done with it. It's almost 500 pages and it just does not need to be at all. I'm at 80% and I think I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm still going to count it as read because I read 300 and something pages. Maybe I'm at 400 pages now. So I'm definitely still counting it. For sure. And this went towards a TBR card for Read a Fantasy Arc. So I'm still counting it for all that because I've read 80% of it. I just can't do it. It's just so boring. So I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 5 stars because it's not like terrible. I just don't like it. So maybe like a 2.75. But on Goodreads it'll be a 3. But what I also want to read this week, and what I'm sad about it being Wednesday, tomorrow, is I want to get to The Galaxy and the Ground Beneath by Becky Chambers, which is again to read a fantasy arc. I know it's sci-fi, but that's all I have that I like need to get to this month. And this I'm a little nervous about because I loved the first 2 books in this series, which is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, but I really didn't like the 3rd one, so I'm nervous about the 4th one. The 4th one is about this like planet that's like a pit stop, like people don't really live on it, but then something happens and we follow like 4 characters who are stuck on this planet. I don't know, we'll see. And then I also want to get to She Drives Me Crazy, which is a female contemporary romance. I think like a high school enemies to lovers sort of thing, which looks like from the cover a basketball player and a cheerleader. We shall see. And then let's say one more book would be Sorrowland. It's ambitious, I know. And that's basically based on if I can read Galaxy and the Ground Beneath in like, or Ground Within. And so that'd either be like if I could read that for 2 days, Sorrowland by Rivers Holloman in 1 day, and She Drives Me Crazy in 1 day. But Sorrowland is about this woman who is like exiled or runs away from her village, and she's pregnant with twins, or she has twins. And she has these twins and she goes through a metamorphosis. I do not know if that's like literal or figurative. Now, if I do read this, then this will go towards like fantasy arc because it is like the only other fantasy arc that I know I have on my TBR. So I think like it might be a metaphorical metamorphosis or it might be a real one. I don't know. but we'll see. I have tried to read The Deep by River Solomon, and I just did not like it. So I am a little nervous about it, but we'll see. It's short though, so I'm hoping to get through those 3 books. At least. If I am able to read The Galaxy and the Ground Within in one day, then I will also pick up Max and the Spice Thieves, which is also kind of like a fantasy. I'm trying to read as many of these arcs as I can because in May I have a very specific TBR, and it's just basically to read sequels and to like catch up on series or to finish series, because in June I am going to be starting a lot of huge epic long fantasy series, so I want to like catch up and finish the series that I can. So I'm gonna try and get to as many arcs as I can this month, so I don't have to worry about it. And literally, if I finish 3 arcs, then I will only have 3 more, and one of them I'm planning on reading next week or in a couple weeks. So I'd only have 2 arcs on my TBR, and honestly, one of them, not that big of a deal. And then the other one isn't archived until like September, so I'll be fine. Anyways, I'm kind of, oh, and I'm also listening to Tricksters Choice, which is my Tamora Pierce book of the month, and it follows Alana's daughter who wants to be a spy, and she runs away and she is sold into slavery, and then she kind of makes a deal with a god, the trickster god, to like watch over this family's children for like a year or a summer, can't remember, and if she does so, then he will convince her dad to let her be a spy. It's okay. It's not very good, honestly. It's definitely my least favorite by Tamora Pierce so far, which is disappointing. But anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So I am officially DNFing Malice, but counting it because I've read 80%, and then starting Galaxy and the Ground Within. Hi everyone, it is 11:08 on Wednesday, and I am 54% of the way through the Galaxy and the Ground Within, and I'm actually really liking it. So what happened is people are on this like waylay station, like a planet that's basically just like gas up and leave, and then like something happens where all the satellites like catch on fire, so no one's allowed to like fly and leave, and so these group of people are staying at this like hotel basically, and they're all different species, and it's really interesting. And so what I like about this compared to the 3rd book is that there is a plot, there is some sort of something there that is leaving you wondering like what's going on, while in the 3rd book there's nothing like that. So anyways, didn't like the 3rd book, but I am enjoying this one. The only reason why I'm stopping, I'm at 54%, which is like 187 pages, something like that. The only reason why I'm stopping is because my Kindle died, so, and I don't have the charger with me, so I have to charge it at my mom's house tomorrow, so that I can finish this. It's good, it's fast-paced. I'm excited to see what happens next. I like all of our characters a lot, so I'm just really enjoying it. The connection to the 1st book is we're following Ashby's girlfriend. She's one of the main characters, and so I'm enjoying that. But I am tired. Tomorrow I get my first COVID vaccine shot, which is very exciting. And the rest of this week is actually gonna be, I think, a little stressful because of that. I don't know how my body's gonna react. And then the next day, the person who does the same job as me, like we work together, she is getting her 2nd vaccine, and at the same time I'm moving into my office space, and I'm just like waiting there for them to like lay down like the fiber optics to get internet, so I'm gonna be working off of a hotspot from my phone, and that just sucks. But hopefully Fridays are our slowest day, so I'm really hoping that it'll be slow so that it's not like really stressful. Because it might be. It might be. We'll see. But that's in 2 days. So by that point, I should definitely have the Galaxy and the Ground Within finished, because I am flying through it and really enjoying it. But I am going to go to bed, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Good night. Hi guys. It is Thursday. I've gotten vaccinated. My arm hurts. I'm coughing. But overall, it's fine. But I did get a couple of packages. I got a Barnes & Noble one and my Fairy Loot. I kind of want to put on some makeup and film my fairy loot. So I might, because I'm here, and after today, I don't really know when I'm gonna be able to just like film during the day because I am moving into my office next week. So I kind of just want to bang that out. So I might really quickly do that as well. But I thought I'd do a little unboxing. So this is going to be a sneak peek at my May TBR because I have decided to, for May, catch up on some series. And that is like continue or complete. And because in June and July, I'm going to be starting a lot of very big, very epic fantasy series. So I thought, why not catch up while I can? So I did get 3 books, and one of them is Exile's Valor by Mercedes Lackey. I did not realize Exile's Honor was the first book in a duology until I read it. And then like when I made it like currently reading, I saw it said like Exile's Honor, like book 1, and so I realized that there's a sequel. So I picked it up so that I could read this and Take a Thief in May. And this is definitely longer than, not much longer than Exile's Honor, if longer at all. I thought it looked longer, but yeah, again, pretty excited about this. I didn't love the first book, but I did enjoy it, so pumped. The next one is the most exciting out of all of them, and honestly, I probably should have put the first book on my best books of 2020 because I loved it. But the book is Flamefall, which is the sequel to Fireborn, which I read last February and loved. So I am so excited to have Flamefall. It is the sequel. This takes place in kind of like, it's inspired by, I think like Napoleonic Wars / like the Russian Revolution, where there used to be like dragon rider noble houses, but then like they were overthrown, and one of our both of our main characters were orphans who grew up together. One of them, her family was killed by these nobles, and one of them is the son of a noble house. But they are training to be dragon riders, and I love it. I love the books where dragons are basically like pets or like companions. It's definitely my favorite type of dragon tale, because who wants a villain dragon? Not me. And I loved it. So I am so excited to continue the series. This recently came out and I'm so pumped, and I love these new covers so much. I don't own Fireborn because I read it from the library, so I might pick it up at some point because of these amazing covers. And then the last book is a bet. It's risky because I haven't actually read the first one yet. It is on my TBR for this month, and that is Venge by Kevin J. Anderson. I have not read the first book yet, like I said, but I wanted to read like 10 books because I had 9, and so I was like, you know, can I just read 10? Like, what can I get for a 10th? And this is the one that I chose. I probably should have chosen like Across the Green Grass Fields, or there was another sequel that I was like, oh, could have read that one. But instead I went for this epic fantasy long hardcover that I haven't even read or known that I enjoyed the first one of. So, you know, it was just a risk. But I am excited. This series is in a world where humans were actually a secondary race to this other race. Now that I don't have the book in front of me, and I don't want to read this for spoilers, I can't remember what they're called, but they were created by this god to defeat a dragon, and they did, but the humans for some reason are the only ones that like lived on, and so this whole war and this other race became like a myth. But then when the other race appears again, or creature, or I don't know what they are, but when the other like creature appears again wanting them to be their slaves, all hell breaks loose. So I am nervous because I haven't read the first one, but I want to love the first one so much that I am hoping I do, and I'm like really excited to continue the series because this recently came out. So let's hope. I am scared. It does have a quote from Terry Goodkind, who I have not read a book by, but I do own his Wizards First Rule series, so we'll see. But that's it. I do have to go back to work, and I will chat with you once I've made some more progress in The Galaxy and the Ground Within. All right, hi guys. It is 11:20, and I was able to film my fairy loot. It was a little disappointing, gonna be honest, but I was also able to finish Galaxy and the Ground Within, and it was not disappointing. I enjoyed it so much. This is, and it is the end of the series, which I don't know, like on one hand, like I'm fine with that because like each book was its own thing, but also on the other hand, I'm like, there could be so many more books because you're following just like random characters at random times. But overall, I did really like this one. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It didn't blow me away, but I did enjoy it. So I think my ranking is the second book, the first book, the third book. No, second book, the first book, the fourth book, and then the third book. Because I really didn't like the third book. I found it boring, didn't really like the characters, yeah. But this one was really good. I really enjoyed it, and the characters were just all stuck on this planet together in this hotel, and I just loved all of them, and I just thought it was really good. I'm also an hour, like an actual hour, away from finishing Trickster's Choice. It's okay. Again, it's just like, I don't know, it's simple and short and fast, and it's just like, it's fine, but I don't think it's anything compared to Tamora Pierce's other books. I think it's just lacking in a lot of substance that her books usually have. So it's like average. Definitely my least favorite by her so far. And I only have 2 more books in the Turtle universe to read, which is insane. I am going to finish Trickster's Choice tomorrow because I am at my new office all day, or not all day, but all morning. And I have to use my phone hotspot, like for Wi-Fi, so I can't like also like watch stuff on my computer because that just like slows it down too much. So I'm just gonna listen to the rest of my audiobook because that's what I had to do today. But I'm gonna go to bed. I'm a little nervous about tomorrow. My arm hurts. I've got a little bit of shortness of breath, and I'm like really tired, so I'm a little nervous about how tomorrow is gonna go with the vaccine that I took today. I think it's just gonna be a mess, but I'm really hoping that it's as slow as Fridays in the past have been. It has been a very busy week, so I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it's somewhat slow because it's a little insane, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. I have finished my second book of the week. Tomorrow I'm definitely planning on finishing a third. Also hoping to read She Drives Me Crazy in a day. I don't know how long it is, but I'm really hoping that that's a possibility because it'd be nice to just bang out a bunch of these arcs. Anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. All right, hi everyone. It is 11 on Friday and I am back at my mom's house. Honestly, the internet thing went about as smoothly as it possibly could have. I was able to work while they did it. And I finished Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. It was fine. I find it very average. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't bad, but definitely was not her best work by far. So that means that I have finished my first audiobook of the month. I'm not in the biggest audiobook listening mood, but I gotta get in it because I am going to be listening to Spine of the Dragon. And I really need to be able to like listen to that and finish it because next month the sequel is on my TBR and I own it. So I wanna definitely finish Spine of the Dragon this month. But I only have after the arcs, and I have finished technically like the arcs on my TBR cards, so like it's fine if I don't get to any more, but I definitely do. But the only books I have left on my TBR are Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, which goes towards BookTube favorite, House of Always by Jen Lyons, which goes towards auto read author for me, and then Spine of the Dragon, which goes towards TBR vet because it's a book that has been on my own TBR for one of the longest ones, which was only since last year. But usually by the end of like the year, I've tried to finish all the books that I own. It didn't happen last year. It probably won't happen this year. Well, hell if I know. God, it's only April, so it might. But yeah, so I only have 3 more books, and it is the 16th. So if I finish a couple arcs this week, then I have almost 2 full weeks to read Chain of Iron, Spine of the Dragon, and the House of Always. Let me make sure, because that doesn't seem right. So, yep, Spine of the Dragon, the House of Always, Chain of Iron. That's literally all I have left, so that's pretty insane. So, yeah, almost 2 full weeks to read 3 books, so no problem there. And they're all 5-star predictions, so I'm really hoping that this is just gonna be like a great time. And once I finish that I guess like then I can read some more arcs if I have time, or just pop a couple other, I don't know what, I'm like, why was that's pretty crazy. I I got my like times mixed up, and I thought that I was gonna be like having a hard time to finish those last 3 books, but I'm really not going to. So yeah, that's all working out really well. I'm really happy actually. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Wow, okay, I'm like feeling a lot better. I just got a confidence boost because I have a lot longer than I thought I did of April. Maybe I was accidentally looking at May when I was like looking at times or something. And like when, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, so I'm feeling good about that. But finished Tricksters Choice, it was okay, giving it 3 out of 5 stars. For now, it's definitely my least favorite Tamora Pierce, and I have a feeling it will stay that way because the next book is like definitely more, like there's a serious plot that's happening, and so I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it more than this one. But anyways, that's all I've got for you. It's like work has kind of mellowed out. It was pretty insane this morning, but I think part of that was because I was just like jumping from office to house to office because I forgot all of my stuff at my mom's house, and I was at my dad's house last night. Like my work computer, I was gonna take a table, like a small table, to the office because there aren't any desks, so I was gonna like work from there. I forgot that. I forgot a chair, my work laptop, so I woke up early, drove to my mom's house, which is 20 minutes away, got all that stuff, drove back so that I could just start at the office at 8, just so I'm like there. Everything was closed. The whole building was locked. Couldn't get in. The owner was like, listen, I'll meet you there at 9. So I went back to my dad's house, worked for like 30 minutes, came back into town, got in there, talked with the internet people, got back online, worked for another like 45 minutes, and then I came here. And so it was just like a lot and just like a little crazy, but now we're set, we're on top of everything, and I'm feeling a lot better. So I think I am going to start She Drives Me Crazy, honestly. I think I'm gonna do that right now and just kind of relax and hang out. I'm not feeling any real repercussions from the vaccine. My arm hurts for sure, and I am a little annoyed. I'm a lefty, and when the vaccine person like asked like which arm, I asked like, do you suggest like non-dominant? They're like, actually we suggest dominant because you work it more. And like, while like yes, I still don't like that my dominant arm is the one that's hurting. Kind of annoying, but that's like the only symptom I'm really exhibiting. We'll see like this weekend if I all of a sudden get super friggin' tired. At least it's the weekend and I can just like relax and hang out and just be super calm. But we'll see. And I will talk to you once I've made some progress in She Drives Me Crazy. Honestly, I don't know the plot, but I just think it's like a basketball star and a cheerleader, and it's a sapphic romance, and it's contemporary, and I think they're like enemies to lovers, which who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love enemies to lovers? I know I do. So I'll talk to you later. All right, it is noon, and I was able to read a quick 60 something pages of She Drives Me Crazy. And so what happens is our main character is a basketball player, and she has bad blood with the head of the cheerleading squad. But she also recently broke up with her girlfriend, or her girlfriend broke up with her, and she moved schools and is now on like their rival basketball team. And at the end of like the first scene, basically, our main character is leaving a game against her ex-girlfriend, and she like did not do well. She gets in her car, she's a little distracted, and she rear ends or kind of runs into the cheerleader's car. And so her car is fine, but the cheerleader's car needs to go into the shop. And so their parents work out that our main character, can't remember her name, has to drive Irene to and from school. And yeah, so that's basically all that's really happened, is we've had a few days of them driving back and forth. And it's okay. I just like, I don't know. I hate when characters are being blatantly rude and like they don't realize it. Like our main character keeps being rude to Irene, where she's like, yeah, I'm going for best like athlete of the year, or like athlete of the year or whatever for their school. And she was like, but you're a cheerleader. Like, what? And I'm like, okay, you're blatantly being rude. You know that this is rude. Like, come on, stop. Like, if you were taught like any sort of decency, like, who cares if she's going for it? Let her go for it. Like, I don't know. I just can't stand it. And this happens so often in contemporaries, where our main character just has something where they're just rude, and they're like, I had no idea that that was rude. And then by the end of the book, oh, guess what? They've changed, and now they're rooting for the cheerleader to win. And I don't know. This is why I have such a hard time with like YA contemporaries, because they all follow the same formula. And it's just not great. It's not great. So, I mean, the writing's fine, and it's, like, very fast-paced and, like, whatever, but I just, like, I don't know. It's fine. It's average so far. Nothing is, like, wowing me. I'm also only, like, 60-something pages through it, but on Goodreads it does say it's only 288 pages. So, you know, it's just kind of a classic YA contemporary, except it's sapphic, which, like, I appreciate. I do. I just, like, I don't know. Like, I have to not let myself, like, forgive tropes that I don't usually like just because it's sapphic. Like, there's a book that I feel like I read, like, in the past year, or I guess I just, like, have this problem with, like, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. How so many people are like, oh my god, it's, like, revolutionary. I've never read anything like it. And I'm like, it follows every single YA fantasy trope out there. Like, every single one. I didn't like the book. I thought it was so boring, way too long, and so trope-filled. And all these people that, like, I watch their booktube channels, I'm like, you hate these tropes. Like, in any other regular fantasy novel, but because it's, like, a cast of characters that are black, like, they're all forgiven. And I just can't. I'm like, no, I'm like, I still hate these tropes. I'm still so sick of these tropes. Like, still didn't like the book. And so, like, I just have a hard time, like, moving past, like, tropes that I don't like, even if there's something different about the book. Like in this one, it's a sapphic romance. So, it's going fine. I'm gonna keep reading it. Boring a little bit, like, I don't know, nothing's really happening that's that shocking, so we'll see how it goes, but I'll talk to you later. All right, I have made a decision. I've decided to pick up Max and the Spice Thieves instead. It comes out the same day as She Drives Me Crazy. It is archived out, like, later, but whatever. And then probably I'll pick up Sorrowland, and then if I have time, I'll pick up She Drives Me Crazy. It is archived on the 19th, so it would have to be this weekend, but I don't know. I'm just, like, it's, like, so average and boring, and I just don't think I'm really gonna enjoy it that much, honestly, because it's just full of those YA cliches that I just don't like. So yeah, because I'm trying to read what it's actually about. Okay, so there is fake dating, which I do enjoy, but I don't know. I'm gonna read Max and the Spice Thieves first. And this is a YA fantasy about a boy whose mom goes missing, and he enlists the help of, like, this crew of, like, I don't know, pirates or something, and there's, like, shape-shifting bears and magic, and I think it'll just be fun. Goodreads shows it's shorter than She Drives Me Crazy, and it's middle grade, so I think I'm also gonna fly through this one, and hopefully this will just be a fun adventure story that I might be in the mood for. I am definitely feeling tired. I'm feeling a little lethargic. I don't know if that's because I had to wake up, like, earlier than usual today, but I did drink coffee, so, or if it's my vaccine. So I just kind of want something that's, like, fun and fast-paced, and I actually like the characters. So we'll see, but I'm gonna pick that one up instead. I'm not technically DNFing She Drives Me Crazy yet, unless I don't get to it by the archive date, then I will technically, like, DNF it. So yeah, I'll talk to you once I've made some progress in Max and the Spice Thieves. Hi guys, it is 11:16 and I am 56% of the way through Max and the Spice Thieves. So this is about a boy whose mom tells him that they're going on an adventure and she disappears, and the pirates that she was going to take him on this adventure with meet up with him and are like, let's go find your mom. And it turns out that his mom and dad were both part of this, like, I don't know, organization where they know, like, princes and witches and shape-shifting bears and all this stuff, and they're all, like, working together to find his parents as well as deal with some political stuff. It's fine. It's really fast-paced. I don't quite understand some of, like, what the plot is, or, like, why he's going to these certain places, like how they're, like, furthering the plot. But overall, it's a fun, fast-paced read. I am so tired, so I am gonna go to bed. Tomorrow, I'm going with my boss and his wife to a nearby city to shop for, like, equipment and furniture for our office. So we'll see if I'm able to read much tomorrow before nighttime, and then I'll try on Sunday to read Sorrowland. We'll see. But I'm gonna go to bed. I'm so tired, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hi everyone. So it is Saturday. It's like 3:30 and I just got home from a nearby city where my boss, his wife, and I went to pick out some office like furniture and stuff. But I did go book shopping because we went to Costco, and Costco had some great deals and I'm pretty pumped about it. So the first one is more for my mom, but also intriguing to me because it's a very famous author, and that is The Silent Wife by Karen Slaughter. My mom really likes mystery thrillers, so I thought I'd pick it up. And Karen Slaughter is a very popular thriller author, so maybe I will read it as well. Don't know what it's about. Next one I got is a new version of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. It is a little dented and dinged up, but it was the only book, the only one that they had left. The end papers are amazing. I love them. And this is just, I've seen this edition before and loved it. So it was only $9, so I picked it up. It's just, I love the color scheme. I love the turquoise and the pink, almost fuchsia, two of my favorite colors. And it's just such a great edition, and I'm really happy to have it. The next one I got, I'm really excited about, and that is The Duke and I, which by Julia Quinn, which is the first book in the Bridgerton series, what the Netflix show was based off of. I did watch the first season of the Netflix show. I enjoyed it. There was a couple iffy issues that I didn't love about it, but I do kind of want to read the series, which of course starts with this one. So for $10, I couldn't say no. I mean, come on, how could you say no? And then the last book is The Tattooists of Auschwitz. Now, I have heard amazing things about this. And honestly, I don't know what this one is about either, but I've seen it everywhere. It's a very prolific historical fiction about like during World War II. So I am really interested in this, and so I thought I'd pick it up. But that is it. I haven't read any more of Max and the Spice Thieves. I'm 56% the way through, I think. So now I am home alone, so I am gonna pick it up and read. I'm a little bummed because I didn't know my dad is gonna be out of the house all day tomorrow, and I only, I want to film my May TBR, but I only have 2 of the books here. So I might take Coco, my dog here, and take her and my dog at my mom's house, Abby, for a walk together so that I can go to her house and get the books on my May TBR so that I can film, because he's gonna be out of the house like all day. So we'll see, but I'm now gonna go and try and just read the rest of Max and the Spice Thieves. It's going okay. It's pretty average, honestly. I don't know. It's fine. I'm like not loving it, not hating it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I kind of want to pick up Sorrowland and see if I enjoy that one, because I'm not really enjoying Max and the Spice Thieves. I couldn't care less about what happens. So I might just try and pick up Sorrowland. And I'm nervous about that one too, because I did not like The Deep by Rivers Solomon. So I might not like this one either. God, this would be a bit of a failed reading week. I'll have finished 2 books, one of which being an audiobook, and this is supposed to be like my week of ARCs, and it's not going too well, but we'll see. I kind of want to finish the vlog today and start my next week's vlog, which is reading like 3 5-star predictions, one of which is Chain of Iron, because it's long, and the 3 books on this TBR are long books. And Monday, 2 shows that have been on hiatus for 5 weeks are coming back. So that's gonna take up 2 hours, plus working out will take up like another hour. And Mondays are our busiest day at work. So I just kind of want to get a head start on Chain of Iron. So I think I'm gonna pick up Sorrowland. And you know, if I don't like any of them, then maybe I'll start Chain of Iron tonight. We'll see. But yeah, so I just have a feeling that this is going to become a little bit of a failed vlog, which has happened every time I've tried to do like an ARC week, where like I just end up not liking like any of the books, and I don't know why. I don't know. I think I just didn't realize Max and the Spice Thieves feels like very young, except there's like a torture scene. So like that doesn't make sense, but it's just not very good and it's just a little discombobulated. Like there's like just too much happening and none of it is like explained. So you're just kind of like, okay. And then She Drives Me Crazy was just too tropey. And Malice was boring. I enjoyed The Galaxy and the Ground Within, thank God. And then I guess I'll just try Sorrowland, and who knows, maybe I'll love it, but I'll talk to you later. Okay, everyone. I checked in on Sorrowland. It was longer than I remember, and it was so much artsier, like, than I was in the mood for. So I did just finish Max and the Spice Thieves. It was okay. It was actually, like, it ended up being really bad. It was just like, I can suspend my disbelief, especially for like fantasy middle grades, but it was ridiculous. Like this character, Max, was just like, I mean, he's a kid and everyone was treating him like an adult and letting him like go off and do stuff on his own. And he has an allergy to the cold and they just like left him in the Arctic. And like, he's got these two girls who want to be his girlfriend and he's not even that cool. And I feel like he has no personality. And it was just very bland. I'm gonna give it a 2 stars. Yeah, not very good, honestly. It was like very average, and then it took a turn for the worst. So yeah, and then I took a nap, and honestly, I'm still tired and groggy. And my Kindle shows my reading speed of being like, I only have an hour and a half left of She Drives Me Crazy. So I might try and read that tonight, or I might just call it good here. I'll do an official wrap up tomorrow in case I do read more of She Drives Me Crazy, but we'll see. So I'll talk to you later. Hi everyone, it is midnight on Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday morning, but I did also finish She Drives Me Crazy. And it was okay. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. There was character development, all that stuff, but it just followed the classic tropes and archetypes, and just the book was not surprising. Nothing shocking happened. It was all very, you know, I could guess what was happening the whole time. So it was fine. 3 out of 5 stars. Did not wow me. But that means I finished 5 books this week. Well, technically I DNF'd 1, but 80% of the way through, so I'm counting it. The first book that I finished was Malice, which went towards my fantasy arc TBR card, which I gave a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then I finished The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars, and it also went towards read a fantasy arc. Then I finished Tricksters Choice by Tamora Pierce, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Then I finished Max and the Spice Thieves, which I gave a 2 out of 5 stars. And finally, I finished She Drives Me Crazy by Casey McQuiston, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. So overall, not a great reading week ratings-wise. They were all, except Galaxy and the Ground Within, they were all pretty average. So a little bit of a bummer there. But this next week, I am reading 3 predicted 5-star reads. So let's hope it all goes really well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon with another video.